A person's greatness is determined by their thoughts. This timeless truth has been proven repeatedly by the lives of successful individuals like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book Think and Grow Rich, said, "What you think about, you become." If that's true, why do so many people struggle to succeed? Do they not think about their future? Do they fail to see their own potential? Today's story will uncover the answers to these questions and teach you a powerful lesson along the way. We'll also learn some new words to enhance our English skills, so stay with us till the end. I promise, this video will be worth your time. Once, in a crumbling village at the edge of a vast desert, there lived a young man named Kael. He was a scribe, or at least, that's what the village called him. Kael sat at the town square with his wooden slate and charcoal, waiting for travelers who needed letters written. But here was the strange part. Kael could not actually write. He had never learned. He simply copied shapes he had seen others make, hoping nobody would notice his letters were meaningless scratches. Travelers would hand him coins, dictate their messages, and Kael would scribble furiously, nodding with false confidence. The letters never reached their destinations. They were gibberish. Yet Kael survived on these coins, small, pitiful coins, because the travelers always left before discovering the truth. One blistering afternoon, a weathered merchant named Torin approached Kael's spot. He wore robes dusted with desert sand and carried the air of a man who had crossed kingdoms. "I need a letter sent to my daughter," Torin said, placing a heavy silver coin on Kael's table, more money than Kael had seen in months. Kael's hands trembled as he picked up his charcoal. But before he could begin his usual pretense, Torin leaned in and asked something that froze Kael's blood. "Before I pay you, read back to me the last letter you wrote for someone. I want to know your words are worth my coin." Kael's throat went dry. The square fell silent. He had no words to read. For the first time, someone had asked him to prove the value of what he offered. Panicked, Kael confessed, "Sir, I cannot read what I write. I have never learned. I only pretend." Torin did not yell. He did not snatch back his coin. Instead, he studied Kael with piercing eyes and said, "You ask for payment, yet you offer fraud in return. A true exchange requires truth. If you give nothing real, you deserve nothing real. I am a merchant. I trade in value, not deception. Learn to write truly right and then ask for my coin. Until then, you are not a scribe. You are a thief of trust." Torin walked away, leaving the silver coin gleaming on the table. Kael did not touch it. He sat there as the sun burned overhead, the merchant's words echoing like thunder. "Learn to write, truly write." At night, Kael made a fire from his wooden slate, burned his charcoal. And then he did something he had never done before. He knocked on the door of old Marin, the village's actual scholar, a woman so fierce that children ran from her shadow. "Teach me," Kael begged. "I will work. I will sweep your floors. I will carry your water. Just teach me to read and write truly." Marin squinted at him for a long moment. Then she smiled, a terrifying, toothless smile. Finally, she whispered, "Someone who wants to earn the title they claim." For 6 months, Kael rose before dawn. His fingers blistered from holding reed pens. His head ached from memorizing symbols. He swept floors. He hauled water. He failed 100 times. But each failure was real, and each real effort built something the fake scribe never had: genuine skill. On the first day of the 7th month, a familiar figure appeared at the village edge. Torin, returning from his desert crossing. Kael ran to him, breathless, clutching a sealed letter. "Sir," he said, "I have something to give you. Read it. If it has value, then pay me. If not, I will work for you until I repay every coin I ever stole with my lies." Torin broke the seal. The letter was addressed to Torin's own daughter. Kael had researched her name, her village, her story. The words were simple but true. "Your father carries your name across every desert. He speaks of you to strangers. You are loved beyond distance." Torin looked up. His eyes were wet. "This," he said slowly, "this is worth more than silver." He pressed 5 gold coins into Kael's palm. "You are no longer a pretender. You are a scribe. No, you are something rarer. You are a man who became what he claimed to be." 3 years later, a royal caravan stopped at that same village square. A man in fine linen stepped down. Kael, now the king's own letter writer. And beside him stood Torin, his partner in a trading company that connected distant lands through genuine words. As they shook hands, Torin smiled. "Do you remember who you were?" Kael laughed. "I was never a fake scribe, my friend. I was a real scribe who had not yet learned his craft. I just had to see myself as someone worth teaching." The two men boarded their caravan, heading toward new horizons. Life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you recognize your inner potential and are willing to do the real work to match it, you can achieve greatness. So don't limit yourself. See yourself as strong, capable, and successful. Because when your thoughts change, your future changes too. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up. Comment below on what you learned, and share it to inspire others. See you in the next story.